Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is another 90-degree day here in Florida and it's very humid. I hope it's not gonna rain anytime soon, at least not until I get the video down here today. So today I want to give you an update on the accessories and the modifications that I've done to my car, and talk about my top 6 mods for the car, and if I were to do them again, how have they held up the last 3 to 4 months or so. So starting with the floor mats, I quickly just have to say that when I bought the car, it doesn't come with floor mats, which of course feels a little cheap if you ask me. If you pay 40 grand for a car, you kind of expect it to have some floor mats in it. But at least the Standard Range Plus did not come with floor mats. So I have these right here, which I bought from Amazon. I can't remember what brand they are, but I do have new ones sent to me from 3D Mats, which I'm going to check out today. And they look like this. And as you can see, they are specifically made for the Tesla Model 3, as it says right there. The good news is 3D Mats are giving you, my subscribers, 10% off for a limited time when you use the code BEMBLY3D10 at checkout. It is linked below as well. What I like about them is that they have this thickness to it, and they have a kind of, you can squish them a little bit, and underneath you have this fuzzy material, which means that I think they're actually going to stick better to the surface or to the front, to the floor than the ones I have right now. But I do like these. The ones I have in the trunk were just sent to me by 3D Mats to try out and make a video on, so that's exactly what I want to do here in this video. And on top of that, talk about the rest of the mods that's been done to the car and how they're holding up. So let's start with the first one right here. We're gonna talk about the mats a little later in this video, but this spoiler right here, obviously not a Standard Range Plus spoiler. This is from RPM Tesla. I bought it, I think, I can't really remember, maybe 2 months or so ago, something like that. And it's really easy to just apply this onto the car. You have some tape and you just push this on here and you just pull the tape as you go along. It's really easy to do. It's a lot easier to show you if you want to go and check out that video how that was done. 2 months or something like that, it's been on there, and you can see that it sticks on there really well. I haven't had any issues at all with it getting loose or anything like that. The car is very dirty right now. I need to go and wash it. But definitely one of my favorite mods to the car, or accessories to the car, is definitely this wing right here. You can see underneath as well, it looks pretty good. It sits on there really tightly and it looks like the stock wing for the performance, and that's exactly what I wanted to have because I think that suits the car overall, that design specifically. Now I have that linked in the description below if you want to go and check that out as well. Mod number 2 is the performance pedals for the Standard Range Plus right there. I think these are like, I can't remember, tops 30 bucks or something like that. Super cheap, and they just make the interior look a little more premium than if you have just the black boring just the pedals that come on the Standard Range Plus, and I think the long range as well. Very simple upgrade that took maybe 5 to 10 minutes or something like that to just switch out. I have a video on that as well if you want to go and check that out. I'm going to link that down below in the description, and all of these mods that I'm showing you and accessories are available down below. Mod number 3 is this right here. So as you know, if we go in here, you know that this panel is originally wood, but I decided to go with these from, I think these are from, I can't remember, probably Amazon. It's not real carbon fiber, but I like the look and the texture of carbon fiber look-alike surface. Same thing here. This has been on for about almost 3 months, something like that, I guess. And I have no problems at all with it. No squeaking, nothing. It sits on here really nicely. And you do have this seam right in the middle of it right there, as you can see, which is always hidden by the display here. So it doesn't really bother me at all when knowing, I'm the only one knowing that it is a 2-piece setup, and you can see how well they fit together there as well. This is also available down in the description if you want to go and check that out. And the most important mod I've made for the Tesla Model 3, it has to be the display. It has to be this matte surface that we have right here instead of the glossy surface. Not just because of all of the reflections that you get, specifically if you live in a sunny environment like I do, you have reflections all over the original standard screen that's super glossy and it kind of annoying. You have to tilt your head to like get the right angle to see what it is you want to see. On top of matting the screen down, you have a lot easier, you know, flow in your fingers, so it doesn't stick to your fingers. Since it's warm and hot here, you usually get some sticky fingers sometimes. It's very annoying, and it's like touching a glass screen on the stock, so you kind of get stuck every now and then. But with this matte surface here, it flows really well. You can have super sweaty fingers or whatever. It's not going to mess up the flow of your fingers. One I wouldn't say con, but one for some people negative thing about the screen is that it does get a little blurrier. If you just go really close here, you can see maybe you can barely tell the difference, but if you remove this, you're gonna get a little more clarity in the tiny details here. But this is nothing that you're going to notice from this far away, for example. So that this, if you're getting one accessory for your Tesla Model Y or Model 3, I would say get this matte surface, matte screen protector here, because it once you have it on there, it's really hard to go back to the stock one. Just for the simple, it makes everything so much simpler, and I don't have to tilt my head back and forth to get the correct angle to view the screen. So now the next mod that I just have to have on the Tesla Model 3, but I know it's not for everybody, obviously. But I love design, of course, and I love the stance and everything like that. So the most important outside mod, in my opinion, is the wheels here, are the wheels. And these are the Sportline wheels, and they are staggered setup. As you know, they're 275s in the rear and you have 235s in the front. And here, and as I just did, I made a road trip the other day, I don't notice any range difference in shorter commute or in shorter drives, like 10 miles in traffic like that over there, when you have stop and go, red lights, blah blah blah, 45 miles per hour, 55 or something like that. But the problem happens when you go on the highway and you go longer stretches. If you keep a 75 or 70 mile per hour consistent speed, you're going to notice a difference moving up to 275s in the rear if you have 235 to start with. That's kind of the only con. It doesn't really affect me that much because I'm not using this car specifically for longer road trips. It doesn't really bother me, but I can see why it would bother people that do longer road trips or maybe longer commutes using a lot of highway miles, putting wheels like this on. But the benefit to me is that it just transforms the stance and the overall look of the car in general. It just looks so much better with the correct wheels. Specifically, if you compare it to the what's it called, the aero cap wheels that it comes with standard, if you don't upgrade to the 19 sport wheels. I think this just transforms the car, and specifically from this angle right here. So I'm gonna talk a little more about the mats, the floor mats. I'm gonna go home now and rip out the old ones and show you the new ones and see the differences and which ones I prefer the most. the conclusion is I like both of these mats. The new ones, the big benefit to them is that they have this fuzzy underside, which means that they don't slip at all once they're on the floor in the car. And they also seem to be a little bit more cushy. You can order yours below, and don't forget to use Bembly 3D10 at checkout for a limited time for 10% off.